Okay, so the first thing we have to do is install Anaconda, and it's a pretty simple process. All you need to do is click free download, and you don't have to register, you can skip registration, and then you just download it like you would any other desktop application. When you open your Anaconda Navigator, this is your home page. Okay, so now the lazy way of doing this is to just import Y-Finance. I mean, it's fine if you want to use Y-Finance, but the problem is you won't get the same amount of data. You're going to get way more data importing the prices from TradingView. So then you go to Environments, Base Root, Open Terminal. All you need to do is pip install Y-Finance. There used to be a very good supplier called Dugas Copy. They used to have an extension where you could download a large sample of bid-ask data spread history, but as of right now that's not working, so you can't actually do that anymore. Anyways, once you type this in, all you need to do is press enter. So if you wanted to download something from Y-Finance, this is what it looks like. Import Y-Finance as YF, and then you want to get the data for your ticker. So you do this here, your variable, which stores the information, or the data frame. You do yf.download, the ticker name, all caps, and then your start date and end date. Now the data that you can download from Y-Finance is quite limited, so I mean you won't get a lot of data from it. So we won't really be using it, but I mean I just kind of wanted to show what you can do. To get better data, first we need to go back to Jupyter Notebook and create a library. So open up Jupyter Notebook from the Anaconda homepage. Okay, so once you download Jupyter Notebook, the first thing you have to do is create a new folder with a few different things. So the first thing you do is create my folder, my science folder. Just call this my folder. Whatever, call it whatever you'd like. Now in here we need two more folders. One for our custom library and one for our actual data science stuff. What should we name this one? Library. Yeah, that's how you spell that. Rename this one to data notebooks. We're going to create two files here. Create a new file called, with two of those underscores in it, .py that we make will be another .py file, but this could be whatever library you want to import. So for example, if you wanted to import a library for your USD prices, USD data .py. Alright, and basically this is where we would create our custom library that holds all of the data that we want to import. So this is the way that I would recommend to do it. The most efficient way to do it actually is to go to TradingView and export their prices, and I'll show you how to do that in a second. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is go to whatever chart you're trying to get data from. So we're trying to get data from Spider. That's the ETF name. And you can pick whatever time frame hour you want. It could be 12 hour, the 1 day, 1 week, doesn't matter. But we're going to use let's use the 1 hour, just so I can demonstrate how to handle data frames with hour columns. So we'll go all the way to the very beginning of this chart. It's just little arrow button up here. Click it and export chart data. Change the time to ISO. UTC -5 I think is New York time. And there you go. You press export. Now you can get more data with TradingView, and that's why I prefer to use it over Y Finance. And to get more data from the chart, click the replay button, cut the chart all the way back here so we can scroll back even further. And then basically we'll do the same thing again. Go all the way to the beginning of this chart. Click the button again, export, ISO time, export. The first thing we need to do is actually manually clean it. That won't take very long. We just need to check the formatting to make sure it looks nice. You can open it in Excel or you can use Google Sheets. I'm going to do this in Google Sheets so I can show you how to import the file into Google Sheets if you don't have Excel. Alright, so if you don't have Excel, just create a new spreadsheet in Google Sheets and open up the File Explorer to grab your data. So in order to import the data here, all you need to do is go to File, Import, go to Upload, grab the first one. So it should be the first file, the one on top of the other one. And it will be named Bat Spy, so it'll be easy for you to find it. Go to Amend Current Sheet and import data. So the first available data I think is 2001. Okay. And now we're going to go down here and add the second file. So import, upload, get the one that says Bat Spy. This one is the bottom one now. So the second one, and amend current sheet, import data. So hopefully that wasn't too confusing. The order of how you import this is important. You want to have the most recent date as your last row and the earliest date as the first row in this sheet. So make sure you do that. Also, when you import the next sheet, it's going to create a new row of headers. Delete that row. So now you can see here that we have 5 columns: time, open, high, low, close. And we can add whatever many columns we like. So we can make a new column called range, for example, and this one would be the range of the session. So we could say this equals the high minus the low of the session, and you get the range and autofill it. Now remember how I said that we need to check the formatting of how the prices look, because this may actually throw it off once you import it into your Jupyter Notebook file. So basically what you do is you just click these two buttons up here, so it adds an equal amount of values after the decimal. So each number takes up the same amount of space. Last zero here, there should be a bunch of zeros going all the way down, and it should be only zeros going all the way down on the last column of zeros. So once you get that, remove that, and now you have the correct price. Now this probably isn't so important for SPY, but if you're dealing with Forex, where you get values that look like 0.0025, this last number here could represent quite a large significant move, and not including it would be a mistake. So always make sure you have the full amount of data in each price point. So you want to do the same thing here, and there you go. Alright, now once that's done, all we need to do is get rid of the empty cells, get rid of all the extra columns. And we're going to take this, copy all the data in here. And then once you've copied all the data, you can go back to your Python file and put it inside of the quotation marks. Now when you go to paste it, it'll look the exact same way that it did in the Google Sheet file. So do not edit it. What might throw you off though is the headers, because they're going to be a little bit squished. They're not going to look right. It doesn't matter. Even though the headers are not directly over the number, when the program reads this file, it will put this open where it's supposed to be on top of these numbers, and same thing for the rest of these. The first thing we need to do is import SIS, and we need to import OS here. So these two will help us find our file. Okay, so pandas is going to help us with our data frame. So we'll do import pandas as PD. And we're also going to import NumPy. Now copy the following code and pay extra close attention to how you spell the path to your file. Make sure you spell the name of the file correctly and you pay attention to the case of the characters. If you spell it wrong, it won't work.